Hello friends, it's Strawberry here, and today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for the month of October. I'm very excited to do this. This is, I think, one of the first setups on this channel, so I'm very excited to share Spooky Month with you. My previous video, I set up my new bullet journal for the last couple of months of the year, so it's exciting to be working on this. So this is my cover page for the month. I have done probably about this is probably like my fourth or fifth bullet journal. So I have done October so many times in my journal, and I honestly just am at the point where I don't know how to do something different because I don't like the fall aesthetic. Oh my gosh, don't hate me. But like the leaves and the scarecrows and that like kind of farm vibe, I just really don't care for that kind of vibe. I don't think it's romantic or anything like that. I do love fall leaves and stuff, but I just it's not really my aesthetic. I'm more of a pastels person, not so much a earthy tone person. So I just kind of run out of ideas to do in this journal, like as a new theme. Like I feel like I've done everything. I've done witchy stuff. I've done like candy and trick-or-treating and costumes. I've even done like Pusheen themes, like Pusheen Halloween themes. So I was like running out of ideas. I don't know what to do. So I drew a cat because I think last year I drew a cat on top of a pumpkin, which was cute. So this time I just drew a cat dressed as a ghost. I think he's very cute. But yeah, if y'all have any ideas to share with me about what you're doing in your journal for October, I'd love to hear, because I just really have run out of theme ideas for October. A lot of the stuff you'll see me use in this journal, I did take inspiration from Pinterest, so please keep that in mind, that a lot of these ideas are not my original ideas, so I will definitely let you know where those pages are that I found inspiration for. But this cover page is all my own. I like kitties, they're easy to draw, and I thought it would be cute to draw a little kitty in a little costume. One thing that I didn't do that I really wish I had done is that I didn't plan out what colors I was going to use before I drew this. So this is right after I did my setup for my bullet journal, and in that video I talk about how I didn't choose a color scheme at all. I just was using markers at random. I kind of was doing the same thing here, and the colors sometimes just don't mesh well. I should have chose better colors, but alas, we don't make mistakes, only happy little accidents. I'm still happy with it. It's just I think I just don't know how to use darker colors. I'm so used to using pastels and pinks, light purples, light blues, that when it came time to use darker colors, I was like, I have no idea how to do this, and just did a bunch of random stuff. So that's why the colors look a little wonky sometimes, but it is what it is. I'm still happy with it. I really like the cover page. The marker that I used for October looks a little orange, but it's actually red in real life, so just keep that in mind. And I drew the kitty gray because I have a gray kitty. Her name is Yume, and I kind of took inspiration for that. And yeah, I had fun drawing this. I had fun doing this whole setup, actually, and it was fun to record. But just keep in mind that I had no idea what I was doing the entire time I was making this setup, so hee hee. And this page is my calendar page. I really like how the colors on this page turned out a lot, actually. And it's just a simple calendar. Some people like big calendars, some people like small calendars. I am a big calendar fan because I like to see I use this calendar a lot. Some people literally don't use their calendars at all. And you know what? That's fine. To each their own. But I use my calendar so much. It like gives me my monthly overview. I can see everything going on at a glance. So, and if dates change or dates are added, I will add them here. So I use my calendar a lot. So thus, therefore, I do have a big calendar spread, and it helps me a lot. I did this little slime on the bottom of the calendar, and this was an idea I did take from Pinterest. Specifically the slime on the header, as you will see. I did take this little slime idea from Pinterest. I thought it was very cute, and I liked the green color that I used. It's more neon in real life, so it looks very slimy and gross. But I do use my calendar a lot. So I do like my calendar to be big so I can see it. And I also, you won't see it here, but I color coordinate. So like pink has a specific color and I use highlighter. Pink has a specific color, blue has a specific color, green has a specific color, purple has a specific color, so on and so forth. So I can kind of see everything that's going on in the month just by the color coordination. You know, it's not just a bunch of writing that I have to read every time I look at it. And here's the header. I'm really liking this font I've been using, typeface. I don't remember which is the correct terminology, but I've really been liking this font that I'm using. It's easy and it looks pretty and I just enjoy it. And then on the side, I divide my monthly calendar into 3 things. So I have my goals for the month, I have my to-dos for the month, and I have my like look ahead in November. So for example, under the goals, I'd put what I want to accomplish that month, the goals. And then under the to-do, anything that isn't date specific. So anything that isn't date specific will go there, just as a kind of a reminder of what needs to get done that month. So, you know, oh, I need to edit this video, or, oh, I need to plan this event, you know, stuff like that. And then the November category is self-explanatory. It's everything that's coming ahead in November. So while, you know, when I get near the end of the month, I can be like, oh, snap, November's coming up. This is what needs to be done in November. This is what needs to be done in order to prepare for November, or this is what is coming up, you know, so that's why I always include kind of a look ahead too, because sometimes things happen in October that are planned for November, you know, and you don't want to just forget about them, because I'm not going to go and set up my November calendar in October. So I have the little section there to just be like, hey, you know, you plan this, so don't forget about it when you're setting up for November, you know. So for example, under the November calendar or the November section, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, the Pokemon game, is coming out in November. So I wrote that down because it's important to me. So that's an example of something I would write down for the month ahead category. And even if they're not date specific, even if it's just things that I need to do, I'll write those down as well, because it's really helpful. It's really helpful to know ahead of time what's going on. And if it would be like in December or something, then I would just write it down in my, my year at a glance. No, what is it called? I think it's the year at a glance. That thing I did in the previous video where I had all the dates and all the months, that's where I'd put that. Do I ever check that? No, because it's mostly for birthdays, but it's the thought that counts, right? It's the thought that counts. So that's just kind of how the system works for me and how I like to use it personally. So the next page that I have is my gratitude log on the left, and this is kind of where I wish I had planned the colors better, because this green and this purple that I used are more on the softer pastel side, which is nice, but it kind of clashes with the darker Halloween colors that I use, like the orange and the yellow. So I wish I had chosen darker colors, just like a dark green and a dark purple instead of the pastel ones that I did. And see, I realized this after I did that title, so I just went straight black and straight orange, just straight Halloween colors for my habit tracker, which is on the right. And I really love the way the black and the orange look. And so on each one of my little habit trackers, I put slime dripping off the habit trackers, which I thought was super cute. And I have 8 habits that I want to track. Two of them, the first two, are my medicines. So I take 3 different medications, and it's important that I track them. So that's what the first 2 trackers are. The third tracker is to cook food, because I have kind of been in a slump and not taking care of my body and not cooking food and not nourishing myself. So I need to make sure that I'm doing that when I can. The next one is journal, and this does not stand for bullet journaling. This stands for regular journaling. I have been an avid journaler since I was 15, maybe even younger, recording my life story. And I didn't get serious about it until I was 19, 20 in college, and ever since then I've kept a journal consistently. And it actually helped when I got my mental health diagnosis, because I could actually go back and read and be like, wow, this was a symptom of my illness, and I wrote it down. So journals are just so important to me. It's also good to like get those emotions out and not overwhelm people with complaining all the time, you know? So wait, before I get back to the habits, this is what I was talking about. See, this orange and this yellow don't look good with this purple and this green. It just contrasts too much in my opinion. Anyways, after that I have my night routine and my morning routine. Self-explanatory. It's to keep me accountable and make sure mental illness isn't kicking my ass. The last one is content creation, which also self-explanatory. It's what I'm doing right now. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever the case may be. And the last one is lesson planning, because I am a teacher. So I got to make sure that I'm planning my lessons, because sometimes I'll just play games with friends too much, you know, and then I'll forget that I actually have a job and I actually have to do my job. So that's why the last one is lesson planning. And like I said in my last video, I'm not going to sit here and fill in all the numbers for all the dates. It's just 1 through 31, and I think that's repetitive and takes too much time up on the video. But I did draw the boxes so you could see how it's going to look. So that one poking out at the bottom will be 31, right? So that's the format that I'm using. But alas, I will not write in every single number, because ain't nobody got time for that, you know? I sure as the hell don't. So this is what my page is like. And I love the little ghost in the bottom of my gratitude log. He looks so cute. He's just sitting there, little blushies on his face. And I really like the pumpkins that I drew. I don't know, for some reason I really got into drawing pumpkins. I think they're cute, and I think that orange that I used for the pumpkins is like the most perfect orange ever, you know? I think it's really good. So this is how these 2 pages came out, and I really like the habit tracker page a lot. I think it's really cute. And then my camera froze there for a minute. My phone actually died. So as you can see, I've already started on this page. This is the mood tracker. Excuse me. Throat is trying to yeet. So this idea I totally got from Pinterest. I saw somebody do their mood tracker as a cauldron, and the bubbles coming out of it are the days that you would color in. And in my last video, I mentioned that I don't like doing mood trackers because I have bipolar, and tracking moods can be a difficult thing for me because I feel so many moods sometimes. And I used to do habit trackers, and I would get so not habit trackers, I'm sorry. I used to get mood trackers, and I'd be so invested in like showing every single mood I felt that day. You know what I mean? So I would get so caught up in it. I remember I drew cactuses, and my cactuses were like 6 different colors instead of 1. And I just get so caught up in it, and it would frustrate me that I just stopped doing them altogether. So this time, instead of being so serious about it, I decided to simplify it. I thought maybe if I simplified it, that would be much easier to track and much easier to take care of, and not make me feel so overwhelmed or feel like I was being disingenuous to myself. Because before, when I would do those mood trackers with 6 different moods, I didn't know I had bipolar. So I just felt like a weirdo. Everyone else's bullet journals only had 1 color for each day, and I had like 60. So I felt like a weirdo, and I just stopped doing them. So now I'm just going to simplify it. I've got 3 things to track on here. I've got happy face, sideways face, and frowny face, right? And I hope that by doing it so simplified, it won't make me feel overwhelmed. So I definitely want to give it a shot again. I also like the colors I chose for the bubbles. So I actually started thinking about colors together. This time I actually started finally thinking about how colors will look together. So I think the colors will look really good for the bubbles. And then I'm working on the first 3 days of October, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And just a simple black and red theme, because I had to fit 3 whole heckin' days onto one page. So everything's kind of squished, and I wasn't able to put in my goals that I usually add. I usually add a goals to my weekly spreads. I did add the to-do list. I usually add a next week, like a look ahead section along with a mini calendar, but all that couldn't fit on here, and the week was already almost over, so that I didn't think there was any point to try and cram all that stuff into one page. So I just put the to-do tracker on there and moved on. Just let it go. And I drew a bunch of little ghosties everywhere, just kind of poking their heads out, peeking, looking up. So they're super cute, and this is what I did for my journal. I actually really enjoy it. So here is one last look at all my spreads, and I had fun. I'll definitely pay more attention to color schemes as I go throughout my October planning weeks and stuff, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be gay, do good. Bye.